Good evening, dear teacher. My name is Santiago Piña, and in this occasion, I'm going to explain how I'm designing my lesson plan number 5. The theme of my lesson plan of my class is the creator and his creation. Also, the topic is related to time expressions. The TEFL objectives are that we will be able to enrich knowledge regarding social media in English. Also, we're going to be able to describe facts correctly, also the correctly use of certain times made. The methodologic and strategies that I'm going to use here are the individual work, written exercise, and information sheets. Um, While I'm going explaining my class, I'm going also to say which methods I'm going to use in this lesson plan. The anticipatory step. To begin this class, the teacher greets his students and then asks them to observe the image on his book, and if they know that person, um, my students have to see to look at the picture that they have on their at the beginning of the lesson 3. Then the students respond to this by creating a short dialogue and sharing ideas with me. We're going to share ideas about the imagine. In this way, we're going to practice the vocabulary and pronunciation, in which we're going to use the audio-lingual method because it has to be uh, with pronunciation or oral production. The main teaching input: the teacher will randomly ask his students to read the text below, while the teacher is attentive and will review errors in the pronunciation so that the students are aware of them and correct them. Ye- Here we have next we have a text that my students have to read parts of the text. I'm going to ask certain students help me with the reading. At the time, I'm going to analyze if they are pronouncing correct in the correct way, um, correct their errors. The students are asked to analyze the reading again and infer what type of text it is and about what. Yes, my students themselves have to read individually the text and, and with information that they have analyzed, uh, they infer what is about the text, what could be the topic of the text, and what kind of text is it. The exercise will be completed by reading each question, analyzing to the entire text. Yes, next on the other page, mm, we're going to work in the activity number 4, and it consists to my students read again the text, analyzing again to answer the questions that they have to fill with the information. They have 5 questions to respond. The exercise will be completed by reading each question, analyzing the entire text. They will be explained about the use of certain grammatical expressions of time and how they are used in sentences and paragraphs. here we're going to use the grammar translation method because I'm going to give my students some tips uh, or certain grammar rules to so they can understand each topic. The teacher writes down on the blackboard each of the expressions mentioned above and shows them the meanings of each one of them. Here we're going to use the grammar translation method because I'm going um, tra- traduce the words that my students require. In addition, some particular examples are written to them using this expression and analyze them so that the students can grasp it in the same way and that knowledge is stored in their long-term memory. The paragraph that is in the text will be read to them, making them notice in what way it is written and when the expressions learning are used. I'm going to do that my students notice that we're going learning. In the same section, they should point out the word that is more in keeping with the context that carries it. It refers to the activity number 5 in their books. Students are randomly asked to read the paragraph again while the teacher is correcting the possible errors in the production of the words, focusing on their pronunciation. Yes, I'm going to use here the audiolingual method because I'm going to correct their pronunciation of oral productions that have to be has to be with the audiolingual method. Next we have the modeling. The teacher can read to them a couple of paragraphs that he has previously chosen to analyze more in depth and the students can contribute more to their understanding. Next we have the guided practice where you're going to work in this way. The teacher will write on the blackboard a paragraph which is divided into sections which contains vocabulary, words, and the topic that was discussed but what the teacher previously selected. I'm going to analyze a paragraph that contains words um, words that we are going to analyze here in this class, not other topics. Um, it is explained to them what they should do and consists of analyzing the paragraph and finding the expressions that were learned and writing at the bottom to which each paragraph of the which each part of the paragraph refers. I'm going to determine 10 minutes to develop this activity. The independent practice. Students are asked to use a sheet of paper and a book. On the sheet it is explained that they should write a short paragraph, approximately of 10 words, of 100 words, that I'm consider in this level they can do it. They should include their interested in the past, present, and future. They have to include it on the paragraph. They should avoid making production and grammatical errors by making correct use of grammatical structures in addition to the words and expressions that we're reviewing. Yes, I have to it to my students that I have to avoid and commit grammatical errors because I'm going to assist men that to help each other and be able to guide themselves in the work. Students will be able to review information contained in the work regarding the topic that was discussed in class. Yes, they can use the book and information that they have here to do this activity to help them. It is requested to carry out the activity individually in silence and order while the teacher monitors that their provisions and hopefully assessment. Each student will receive their sheet in where they wrote their paragraphs. This will be later received by the teacher in order to measure their learning and the level of their knowledge and vocabulary. Yes, with the paragraph that my students give me, I'm going to measure the learning obtained by my students. If there are irregularities with the results, I have to analyze what strategies or methods can I change or implement in my class. And finally, the classroom review and follow-up. In order to finish the class, the students will have the duty of investigating what the parts of the paragraph are and how they are structured so that students keep this knowledge clear since it will serves a lot in later levels. Yeah, of course, I consider that it is useful for students because in all levels they have to write paragraphs. It is all in this lesson plan. Thanks for watching.